Now to the third installment in today's series. I started in a bad, foul mood, lamenting my problems. I went to the next section to try to give an impression of what this world is. We feel the way we feel because of our interaction with our environment. There's no question about it. We control our thoughts. No one controls our thoughts. You control your thoughts. I control my thoughts. But the reality is that those messages that society has put in our heads are ingrained, and when we want to be optimistic, we find ourselves being pessimistic. I'm one of these people that really gets bugged by individuals who point the finger at the problem yet offer no solutions. What is happening in America today, as far as politics is concerned, it's a perfect reflection of our lives. Mr. Obama thinks he's got the answers. He doesn't. Mr. McCain thinks he answers. Both of them, I would say that Mr. McCain has a fairer perspective of American culture and American society. This is important because it parallels our lives. One of the biggest problems in American society is that the American voter doesn't vote. I mean, I've looked at this, I researched it. Less than 40% of less than 40% of the people eligible to vote in America actually vote. And it isn't procrastination. I was meditating on this issue, and the reality is that people won't vote because counties use the voter registration as for jury duty. People avoid registering to vote so they won't get called into jury duty. And maybe the solution is to remove jury duty registration from voter registration and move it to driver's license registration. It is an obligation that every person living in this country has to serve in jury duty when called upon. That's part of the American process. That's what keeps America functioning. And before I delve off or meander off to a different subject, that's the problem right there. Too much time is spent procrastinating. Too much time is spent wishing we were doing something, but avoiding doing it. We're in a marriage we don't like. We're in a marriage we know is not beneficial to us, but we won't get out. We're in a job we don't like, and it's ripping apart our soul and spirit, but we won't get out. We're alone. We want to be with somebody special, but we don't take any active steps in that direction. That's us. Many people in the world do fine, have no problems, marry well, raise their children, no conflict, no crisis, are able to go on into the next life with a smile on their face. So it isn't impossible. But there's got to be something, and there is that something. And I think that years of meditating on this issue, I can tell you that we are our own worst enemy. We keep ourselves from our goals. We keep ourselves from a life that is healthy, enjoyable, and pleasurable. Nobody else does it. We can't blame anybody else. Even if there's somebody in our lives who just is making havoc, just making us miserable. There's nothing keeping us there. There's nothing keeping me in El Paso. There's nothing keeping me in the taxi business. If I have an idea, there's nothing keeping me from promoting it, working on it. I was thinking of right today. I mean, I've gotten to that point where I just don't want to be in this taxi business anymore. And I know I need to go forward. But the question I was asking myself is, where can I make the most, not only in quantity, but in quality? Where is it that I can make the most significant impact to the human condition? This is it right here. I've gotten rid of, I'm not going to put myself in front of the camera, I just don't like it. Something appeals to me about nature and man's creations, like the bridge you're looking at, the tree, is that interwoven details where you have the earth, but yet you still have man's creations, man's engineering. But the reality is that nobody out there is telling you what you need to hear. Nobody out there is telling you to keep your apartment clean. I mean, these are things we grow up with. Nobody should have to tell us. Nobody should have to tell us to manage our money correctly. Nobody should have to tell us to manage our spirit correctly. And no one should tell us that they have to tell us that the optimistic, balanced perspective towards life is the better way. That's something we should know. The only thing is we know it, but the messages of society overwhelm our internal perception, what we know to be true. Thank you for listening, and I wish you well.